name is Zayna Ahsan. I'm 15 years old. I'm studying in learning lines on an academic scholarship, but what I'm here to talk to you about today is my journey as a national athlete in swimming, and also my journey as someone who's been diagnosed with juvenile idiopathic arthritis from a very young age. When I was around 10 years old, I knew very little swimming, just about enough to be able to float on the water. But my school ended up sending me to a regional level championship, and at that point I had no experience with competitive swimming. I didn't know how long a 50-meter pool was. I didn't know that there would be separate races or anything of that matter. But my parents encouraged me to get the exposure and take the opportunity anyway. I was very confident going in, but then when we got to the pool and I saw the environment, it was quite intimidating because everybody was warming up, everyone seemed to know what they were doing, and the pool was also a lot bigger than I had thought it would be. So I took part in the 2 races that I had to take part in. I got disqualified in one of them. I was hardly able to complete the race. But then after that, I realized that after seeing all of those really qualified and really hardworking girls that had won and had established themselves in that competition, I realized that was what I wanted to do too. And I asked my parents to get me a coach and help me get the proper resources. And then that was the point where I started training. I started training again at the age of 10 years old, which was relatively late for competitive swimming because most people start when they're 5 or 6. But I had a coach, Sir Liaquat, who's still training me, and he got me to where I am today. He started teaching me swimming. I would swim 2 times a day, 4 hours each day, 2 hours in the morning. Then I'd go to school and then 2 hours in the evening. When I had learned swimming and I was entering the stage of training and preparing for regional level competitions and then later national level competitions, we started doing dry land too. So it would be 2 hours of swimming in the morning, school, 2 hours of swimming again, and then an hour and a half of dry land. It was hard to manage with schoolwork, and a lot of the times where I'd go to competitions and still not be able to get where I wanted to be, it would be hard to keep going. But I kept training like that very extensively for 3 years, and there came a point where I won the best swimmer trophy at the regional level championship. That had been my first competition when I started swimming. When I was 2 years old, I was diagnosed with juvenile idiopathic arthritis. It's an autoimmune disease that affected mainly my knees and my ankles. At the time, my parents struggled a lot with getting me diagnosed and with meeting the right doctors or figuring out if it could be treated or cured or how to deal with it in any capacity, really. But we met a rheumatologist, Dr. Samaya, and then I was diagnosed and put on the path to right treatment. The initial stages where I wasn't able to be diagnosed properly, it led to a muscle contracture and I stopped walking as a toddler. So there were a lot of obstacles during that time, especially I would wake up with morning stiffness and not be able to move my legs. But slowly with the right treatment and with the right resources, I was symptom-free. I had been going to the pool simply for water therapy to get my joints moving, and it was a part of the physiotherapy sessions that I used to attend. So with that, when I was finally symptom-free and at the age of 10, where the disease was a lot under my control, I started swimming and training. And even during the 4 years that I have been training, arthritis has been a big obstacle at times, and there have been times where I felt like it would stop me from being as good as my competitors were. And I think the biggest thing that I have achieved despite my arthritis was winning the best swimmer trophy at the national championship in 2021. Up till now, I haven't disclosed anything about my disease to my coaches or to anyone that swims with me, just due to a fear of being treated differently. And I think, again, now that I've established myself, I feel quite comfortable talking about it in hopes that in inspires young kids who are being diagnosed like I was then, that it doesn't have to be the end of your life, and it doesn't have to be a huge obstacle or something that stops you from fulfilling your dreams. Currently, I'm working with the Arthritis Care Foundation. I've been a donor to them since I was diagnosed, but now I'm working as a part of their foundation as sort of a young ambassador to help spread awareness about how far along you can come with this disease and the amount of progress that can be made only if there is awareness about the right kind of resources, only if the right medicines are made available in Pakistan. I'm sharing my journey with arthritis and with swimming to help inspire other people or to help motivate other people that if you make the effort to get the right resources and if you make the effort to get the right treatment in Pakistan, it's not something that can be dealt with and it's not something that can be overcome.